Hello, amazing humans. Let's explore some simple, gentle, basic foundational movements with our feet to create better balance and coordination in standing and walking, as well as reduce pain in the legs and the pelvis. So let's get started. All you need is a firm chair, sit at the edge, feet flat on the floor. Give your toes a little wiggle and just feel how much of your toes and your feet is your brain aware of in this moment. And with a few simple, gentle movements, we're going to wake up our brains to the potential of how our feet can stabilize us and increase our mobility in standing and walking. Now just place your feet wherever they are and notice where that is. Notice where your feet are in line with your knees. And at this point, there's no need to adjust anything. Just notice where you've naturally lined everything up for the most comfortable way for you in this moment. So are your knees in front of your feet, behind your feet, inside or outside? Just notice where your natural comfortable position is. And in your most natural comfortable position, begin to roll your knees outwards as well as rolling on the edge of the outside edge of your foot. So you're rolling to the outside edge of your foot, your knees go out, and then bring your knees inwards, rolling your feet onto the inside edges of your feet. So the outside edges of your feet lift up, more pressure onto the inside edges, your knees come together, knees come apart, you're rolling your feet onto the outside edges, the inside edges lift off the floor. And just switch back and forth like this, nice and slow. Feeling how has your brain coordinated this movement of rolling your foot onto the inside edge, lifting the outside, knees together, rolling onto your outside edge, knees apart. And that's wonderful. You can just go back to your neutral and rest. And just notice if you're adjusting how you place where your comfortable spot is. My feet are starting to creep outwards. What's true for you? And now holding your knees still in one spot. So your knees are pointed in the same direction. They're not going to collapse or expand, just keeping your knees in one spot. Begin to roll your feet onto the outside edge, lifting the inside edge. And then roll your feet to the inside edge, lifting the outside edge. But your knees are staying still. This is very hard to do. You might have to slow down. What do you need to do to make this a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more easier for yourself? You might find that slowing down helps, doing a smaller movement, taking a deep breath. When things get really hard, we often hold our breath. Can you do a smaller, slower, gentler movement and breathe your way through it? Rolling your foot to the outside edge, lifting the inside while keeping your knee straight, and then rolling onto the inside edge, lifting the outer edge with very little movement in your knees. What parts of you have to move to make this movement possible? And then you can let that go and rest. And when you're ready, lift your heels to put more pressure onto the balls of your toes, and then switch to put more pressure onto your heels, lifting the ball of your foot off the floor if possible. So your toes lift off the floor, pushing into your heels, and then you switch, pushing into your toes, heels lift off the floor, and switch back and forth, nice and slow and gentle, lifting the heels, and then lifting the toes, lifting the heels and lifting the toes. Find your own rhythm, go nice and slow, and then pause with your heels up. Keep your right heel up, but your left heel drops down, left toe comes up, and then alternate feet. So right heel falls down as the left toes fall down, left heel up, right toe up. Alternating feet. Left heel up, right heel down, right heel up, left heel down. Again, find the rhythm that matches you. If you get confused, slow it down. Find your own speed. What parts of you have to move to make this happen? Do you feel movement in your ankle? Do you feel any movement in your pelvis? Notice how is your brain coordinating these movements? As you're alternating heels. Your left heel up, right heel down, right heel up, left heel down. And then you can just let that go and rest. Notice where you naturally put your feet and your knees now. Has it changed? Now roll your feet to put more pressure onto the inside edges of your feet, the outside edges. Lift up. Let your knees do just whatever they're going to do. Really feel your feet on the floor. So feel the inside edges press into the floor, the outside edges lift up. And feel the bottom of your feet as you roll onto your toes and then roll onto the outside edges of your feet. Roll on the heels onto the inside edges so you can feel this circle on the bottom of your feet, rolling onto the toes, rolling onto the outside edges, heels, inside edges, toes, outside edges, heels. Just let your knees do whatever they're going to do. Feeling the bottom of your feet rolling on the ground as the soles of your feet are rolling around on the perimeter of your feet. So the toes, the outside edges, the heels, the inside edges, the toes, each toe. Can you feel each toe rolling on the floor, the outside edge, the heel, the inside edge, going nice and slow, luxurious. Find your own rhythm. And when you're ready, you can reverse direction. So go from the toes to the inside edge, to the heels, to the outside edge, to the toes, to the inside edge. Around the circle of your feet, you're waking your brain up to the possibility of all of this delicious movement that your feet can do, how it's connected to your ankles, your legs, your pelvis, which is going to help you with better balance and coordination in standing and walking. And that's wonderful. You can just let that go and rest. Notice where you're naturally putting your feet now and give your toes a little wiggle, noticing how much more of your whole entire foot is moving. At the very beginning, only my toes were really moving. Now it's like my whole arch, my whole foot is wiggling. It feels really luxurious and delicious. My brain is just so much more aware of the movements of my entire foot. And of course, that's going to help in balance and coordination in a standing and walking position. So if you're comfortable coming up into a standing position, go ahead and come up into a standing position. Walk slowly around the room. Just feel the difference in how your feet are connecting to the floor. How much more aware of your feet are you? Do you notice a bit more balance and coordination in walking? And if you did notice a difference and your brain is so much more aware of your feet, congratulations, you just experienced brain plasticity. Through slow, gentle movements, you were able to give your brain quality information about how your feet can move and how your feet are connected to your whole body. So go out, have fun exploring the movement of your feet, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.